There you are.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Oh, I'm so good. It's so nice to see you, Katarina. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So we're having a little chat today
Yeah.
because, that's what we do from time to time.
Yeah.
And so I figured there might be people other than just me and you who will see this because they're going to eavesdrop on our chat, perhaps. And so I guess we should probably introduce you because, well, I'm sure anyone tuning into this already knows who you are. But anyway, I made a little list. It's probably
Okay,
incomplete, but
no,
just
we'll play along with it.
a
We'll play it.
list. So let's see. Let's see. So you have done many times. You've been to the Commonwealth Games. You've been to the Pan Pacific Para Swimming Championships, the World Para Championships, the Paralympics 3 times before. You have national records. You've had world records. I mean, you were actually once a Memorial University Seahawk.
I was, yes.
And some, right? I mean, it was a long time ago now, but sometimes people forget that. But you did. You represented our, provincial university on the swim team. You have been a proud member of the Aqua Aces Swim Club for the last 19 years.
I'm so old.
I actually looked up your registration date in the system, and it is like 19 years you were registered.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I know. And of course, before all of that, well, except for the Aqua Aces part, before all of that, you actually represented Newfoundland also at the Canada Games when you were only 12 years old.
Yeah,
you were
just
baby
cat.
Baby cat. So that's a lot. And it's probably, like I said, probably not even a full list, but it kind of will give people a general idea of the reason why it's interesting to talk to you.
Well,
right?
Thank you.
And for anybody who's out there wondering who I am, I'm Karina Hartley.
The amazing Karina Hartley, actually.
I love you. Anyway, I'm Karina Hartley, and I am the executive director of Swimming Newfoundland. And that's the end of my list.
You do so much behind the scenes that nobody sees. It's actually incredible, Karina. Well, you deserve so much credit. It's amazing what all you do. So it's more than just the director of Swimming Newfoundland. Way more than that. So
well, thank you, Katarina. I thank you. I appreciate that. But you and the other swimmers, you make it fun. So thank you. So thanks for Zooming today. The reason why we talked about doing this when we had a quick chat last week was because the public sees bits and pieces of you on the news and the radio, lots of social media. That's for sure. But this is great because we can spend some time together, having a chat, pretending you're at my kitchen table as you've done before. And we'll let everybody eavesdrop and get to know you a little bit better. I think our Newfoundland and Labrador community feels like they know you, but this might even let them have a little bit more insight into who you are and before you head off to Tokyo.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Right. Okay, so you're going to Tokyo. That's the reason why we're doing this. And you're literally leaving on Thursday. Well, this is Tuesday, so you're leaving on Thursday. And so I guess you're literally packing your bags, are you not?
Today is the last day. We're all doing laundry and then the packing starts.
So before you pack everything away, people love Olympic clothing, swag, love it. So I was wondering, do you just by chance happen to have some of your team clothing?
I do. So I put it all out on my bed.
Okay.
It's not perfectly arranged. I've also put out there's our Swimming Canada stuff as well. So you could kind of see the whole picture of what all we get to wear. And I mean, once we come to camp, you don't really ever wear any of your home clothes besides your Speedo stuff and your HBC gear, which we wear in Tokyo. So I have a few things. If you want.
Show and tell with Katarina.
Okay, so I'll get up and show you everything. If I can get out of this chair. Okay, so we've got a few shirts. So there's one shirt here. They're
Lovely.
very light, which is nice because Tokyo is right now excruciatingly hot. Here's another shirt here. It's a tank top for girls, a polo right here. There's a red shirt here. It's quite nice. All the gear this year is
Really nice.
quite good. We've got this really nice long sleeve. It's got Canada in gold on the side. This is probably one of my favorite pieces for sure. We've got a pair of shorts. Our team called it basketball shorts because they seem like basketball shorts. One really cool piece of this, it's actually 2 shorts in one. So,
Handy.
you know, it's like when one side gets dirty, flip it over.
Convenient.
This is our opening ceremonies jacket.
Nice.
It's kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but it's quite shiny. And it also masks as a raincoat. So the hood of it is actually inside the pocket. So it'll be quite useful. And I mean, some of us have already been wearing it here at camp just because of the rain.
Right.
We have these pair of white jeans. I've never worn white jeans before, but I imagine these will get dirty really fast. But they're quite nice. They have a really cute little maple leaf on the side.
Nice.
They're Levi's, which is pretty cool. Let's see. We have our team media jacket. So this is actually what we're going to be wearing on the plane. This is our travel gear as well. So we're going to be wearing this jacket as well as this shirt on the day of travel, as well as to speak to media. So this is kind of cool. We got a really cute bucket hat.
Perfect.
Well, I wear hats all the time. I'm going to show you my favorite pieces last because that's just who I am. This is
I know what it is.
This is our podium jacket. So God willing, I'll be able to wear this one. Fingers crossed, you know. So this is our podium jacket. It's quite nice, quite professional looking, which we really like. We want to be on the podium looking professional at all times. These are the podium pants as well. So again, they're similar to what Rio was. This time there's a maple leaf stitched on the side as well as Canada on the leg of the pants. Really nice. They're super comfortable. We have a white shirt. Again, they're super thin. Whenever we go to games, it's literally like Christmas because we get so much
amazing
gear.
Yeah,
so much gear. We've got this hoodie, which is really, really comfortable. This is the back of it. And the edges are like stitched in, so it's quite comfortable.
What have you done with all of the clothes from all of the years? I mean, your parents' house is not that big.
So we have every time we go, we get a suitcase. So usually the clothes that I don't wear anymore just get stuffed into a suitcase.
Really?
So I literally have clothes from Beijing 2008 still sitting at home. They're still in great condition. Nothing's wrong with it. Everything is great. But like, I was 15. I'm 28 now, so I grew a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
My height is still the same. I'm still 5'3", but otherwise nothing else has changed.
No.
This is probably one of my favorite pieces. And some people don't like it. Some people love it. This is the jean jacket. This is what we're wearing for our closing ceremonies. It's so cool. It says 2020 on the back here. There's Tokyo on the top, and then on the bottom is really cool because it says Paris for 2024. So it's pretty neat. The front is actually really cool as well. I can get it to work. So it's all like, a lot of it is based on the Japanese art.
Right.
So they've incorporated Japanese art as well as the Canadian culture into here. You know, jean jacket, famous Canadian outfit, right? So this is definitely one of my favorite outfits.
Well, I love it because when I was in high school, everybody had a jean jacket. And
Jean
so
jacket.
if this is
Yeah.
going to let jean jackets come into fashion again,
Oh my
I'm all
gosh,
for
yes.
it.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love it. It's probably my favorite. Now for the Speedo gear,
Yes.
there's a couple things. It's for Speedo a little bit more basic. It's just a red t-shirt that says Canada,
Right.
and a white t-shirt that says Canada.
Okay.
So this is the gear that we wear just at the pool. We don't wear it anywhere else.
Right.
We did get a really, really nice sweater. This is probably one of my favorite Speedo pieces we've gotten. It is so comfortable. I love this. It's so warm, so comfy. You don't think you need it, but like I've been wearing it almost every single day here in BC. So
Wow.
it's so comfortable, so good. And then for the final, oh wait, one more piece. This is what I'm gonna be walking out with. So I'm gonna be very warm because apparently the pool is very cold in Tokyo.
Oh.
So this is our track jacket, and it comes with matching pants, which I can't find at the moment. But this is our track jacket. It's quite nice. And that will be going to be worn under our big, massive parka.
Wow. Look at
This
that.
thing, I'm going to use this as my winter coat in December because
That's
it is so
amazing.
warm. It is amazing. It is so good. I'm going to be the toastiest person ever.
Well, you told me that the Olympic athletes have been communicating with you and that the rooms in the Olympic Village, your bedrooms, are kept really cold. So yeah. Maybe you'll be wearing that to bed.
So this is also going to dub as my blanket and my bedding. Yeah, so we got a lot of gear. It's quite nice. We always love getting the new gear, and I mean, we're always super excited on what the creators do and coming up with a theme and how they incorporate whatever country we're going to, whatever their culture is, into our clothing.
It's really beautiful.
So it is like they really did a good job this year, and I mean, we're super excited to wear it. Just in like on Friday we'll be wearing all that, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
So now the race suits are amazing. Everyone looks like red torpedoes when they're swimming, right?
Yes.
So a question that I get a lot is, of course, people tune in and they see you in this, and you know, they just think that it's, oh, I'll casually put on my racing outfit. Can you tell people, Katarina, exactly the workout that it is to get ready to race?
So in my timeline, so for racing, especially for swimmers, I'm not sure about other sports, we always make a timeline up. So you have a gun time, which is like your start time, like that's when your race is going to go. So you have to be in the call room 15 minutes prior to your race. If you go to the call room even 30 seconds late, you're not racing. They will not let you in. You have missed your race. That's it. You don't get a second chance. And I mean, they've done that so many times, not just to our team, but to so many other people. And I mean, that's the rules. You just got to follow the rules. So for me, I always allot myself an extra 2 minutes. So I'm in the call room 17 minutes prior. And once you're in the call room, you don't go out. You're just in there. So for me, I make my timeline working from the gun time backwards. So then I know exactly what I'm doing at what time and where I need to be. So for me, for my racing suit, I allot myself about 15 to 20 minutes. It's a long process. And I always have someone in there helping me because there's no way I'm going to get it on by myself.
No. And so taking it off is just as much of an adventure as well, isn't it?
Taking it off is probably the fun part.
Get out of this
fun part. It's a lot easier, but it takes probably like 10 minutes just to get the suit off. But I mean, you want your suit as tight as possible, and you know what, that's what it's for, right? So I mean, it's always a fun experience because all the girls go in there and no one's shy, you know, we're all trying to get into our racing suit. So it's like, okay, everyone's stripped down and here we go. So, I mean, we're all kind of used to it. That's the swimming lifestyle for us. And it's, I mean, once you go in the first time, it's like, you're kind of shocked, but I mean, it is what it is. You go with the flow. And all you're trying to do is get into your racing suit as fast as you can, so you make it to the call room on time so you can swim your race. So
That's right.
I mean, it's fun.
It's a tool of the trade.
It is
Yeah.
it's part of the process. So I mean, we've all embraced it, and I usually get one person to help me. Sometimes, especially the first time putting on the racing suit, I might get two people. And I have this skirt. It's a swim skirt, and it's pretty cool, and it's just very silky like material, more like satin, and you tie it around you, like around your waist, and then it lays on your legs and your butt, and you can pull your suit up so fast and so easy, instead of like trying to haul it over your skin, which is probably wet or sweaty, whatever the case may be, right? And it's so great. So I mean, I learned that trick back when I was in Australia, and we went to Worlds, and I went into the change room with one of the girls and one of our staff members, and we were trying to get into racing suits, and the staff member's like, Katarina, you're being so modest. What's wrong? Why are you trying to like cover up? I'm like, no, it's a skirt so I can get into it faster. She's like, her whole life was completely changed, because she's always helping everyone get into suits.
Yes.
So then when we came back to Canada after Worlds, she invested in like 20 skirts. And I mean, that's what our team uses now to get into racing suits, because it's so quick, so fast, and makes life so much simpler.
Because it's not a fun activity.
Nope.
Without, yeah.
Not at all. It's a workout in itself.
Well, thank you for answering that, because people ask me all the time. So let's look back a little bit and your early life. So as we said earlier, you've been a competitive swimmer for 20 years, let's say. 20 years. Do you even remember when you first started swimming?
I do, actually. Someone asked me this question the other day, and I remember my first swim meet, actually. I remember it was in Gander. I love Gander Pool. It was in Gander, and I was 7. I was 7 years old, and I was wearing a swim prosthetic at that time, and I was kind of just like really shy, and I was watching everybody, and then the coach was telling me to, like, you can cheer, you're allowed to cheer. And so I was like, and once I knew I was allowed to cheer, that was end of the story, like I've been very loud ever since. But it was so fun. It was probably one of the funnest times I've ever had, just being part of a team for the first time, first competition. That was the first time I got an award of any kind. My sister and I got the sportsmanship award. That is still probably one of my favorite memories and favorite awards to this day. So it was good. I loved it.
So when you were growing up, I mean, obviously you grew up here in Newfoundland. You're from Kippens.
Yeah.
Should have said that in the intro, I suppose. Like from my perspective, and from everybody else involved in Swimming Newfoundland, all the athletes and coaches, we never looked at you as a swimmer with a disability. Like ever. So when you look back and have memories, do you ever feel different? Did you feel I'm a para swimmer, or was it even something that even registered with you? You're just a swimmer.
I think right? I knew the label as being a para swimmer, but I never really considered myself a para swimmer. I mean, none of my teammates, and there was no one around me that treated me any different, especially like my parents. They never treated me any different. They just the same as my sister. I had to do chores. I had to, they pushed me the same ways they pushed my sister, stuff like that. So I never really saw myself as different. I knew the knowledge was there that I was different, but I never really, let's say, embraced it. I was just like anybody else. I was just missing half an arm. That's it. I guess I do things I can do things the same way as people. I can also do things different and still get the job done. Absolutely. That was, for me, that's the only difference I feel. But I mean, it's, and how I move in the water may be a slight different to how a lot of other people move in the water, but I never ever saw myself as different, and no one ever treated me different either, which was so great. So great. I mean, a lot of people
Listen,
don't have that same
no,
experience. So I was
listen,
truly blessed.
I remember you swimming. You swam in the swim meets. You were just another swimmer. And I'm sorry, but you were beating most everybody else. So it's, I
Thank you.
remember. So when you were around 11,
Yeah.
there's a bit of a story. I won't go into it all today, but you were brought to the attention of Swimming Canada. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And and you and your family were interested in checking out more, organized, serious para swimming. It was called SWAD at the
Oh
time,
yeah.
swimmer with a
Squad.
disability.
Totally
And
forgot about that.
right. And so so when you were, I think you were 11, but anyway,
Yeah.
Swimming Newfoundland hosted the National AGM for Swimming Canada, and it was around that same time. And because of that, everyone from elsewhere came to us, including some people who were classifiers. And so the national para coach at the time, Craig McCord, was here, and James Hood.
Yes.
And Michelle Killens. Anyway, I booked the pool over at the Aqua Arena, and we all went over, and they spent the day with you, and you were classified. So that rolls off my tongue like everybody is supposed to know what I'm talking about when I say, right, classified.
Yeah.
But for you to be a para swimmer and swim official times, that Swimming Canada recognizes, the world recognizes, you have to have a formal classification.
Yes.
So I get asked this a lot, especially when you're going to the Paralympics. So so Katarina, explain to us all what it means to be classified and what that is for para swimming.
So because there's a vast majority of very different physical, mental, and vision disabilities, we are put into a classification system to make it an even playing field as much as possible. The classification system is not perfect. It's getting much better. Still not perfect, but the process is you do a land test where they, depending on what your disability is, that for me, because I'm missing one arm, they had to do some measurements and see what the length of my arm was. And then you also do a water test to see how you move in the water, because just because you move one way on land does not necessarily mean you're going to move the same or a similar way in the water. So they do different tests like that. And then based on that, and based on their knowledge, they will classify you. There's a point system involved. It's a whole big thing, but the gist is there's 10 physical classifications. So class 1, which is called S, I'll get into that later. So the first class 1 is the lowest, which means the most physically disabled. So you have the most impairment. And it goes right up to class 10, which is the least physically disabled. For me, I'm a 9 for that. And then you have class 11 to class 13. 11 is being completely blind, and 13 is being not completely, like not blind, but like you have some vision disability there. Like you may only have like 10% of your vision, something like that. There is a limit. I'm not exactly sure what the limit is, but there is a limit there. And then class 14 is intellectual impairment. So there is different bars on what an intellectual disability is. I'm not entirely sure of that. But so once you get class into one of these, depending on what your disability is, then you have 3 separate classes in your own self, let's say. So you have the S class, which is swim. So an individual freestyle, individual butterfly, or individual backstroke. So let's say 100 freestyle or 100 butterfly. So just an individual stroke. So that's freestyle, butterfly, and backstroke. And then you have SB. SB means breaststroke. Because a lot of physical disabilities, there might be a big difference on how you move in the water for breaststroke, because breaststroke is a very technical stroke and it doesn't move the same type of way similar to butterfly, freestyle, or backstroke. A lot of people go down a class. So I am actually an SB8 for breaststroke. And then you have SM. SM means individual medley. So the 200 IM, the 400 IM, one of those. And again, those are usually about the same as the S class. So for me, my class is S9, SB8, and SM9. So it might be a little confusing. Trust me, I totally get it, but it's once you kind of get your head around it, it gets a little bit simpler to understand just the basics of it. And I mean, the classification process is so difficult. I would not want to be the classifiers at all because they do have a difficult job. And sometimes people are put into classes that they shouldn't be and they protest, or sometimes they're put into they're taken out of classes. So meaning classed out, which means you are not eligible to be a para swimmer. And again, people protest that as well. So there's it's a big process, and not every athlete is the same. Obviously you're going to have similar athletes, but most of the times the process is completely different for everybody.
But it exists. So when people are watching you swim, they'll be able to understand why you are swimming in that race with other athletes, because you all are similar to each other in your classification.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, the classification process.
Oh, shoot. I think we froze. Okay, so we had a little technical issue there. You froze. And so I think we're okay. I was able to pause the recording, and then once we rehooked, we're good to go. All right, moving along. So anyway,
technology.
So thank you for that. So everyone will have a better understanding of classification when they're sitting back to watch you at the Paralympics. So after that, then you were basically have been on the national team ever since.
Yeah.
And I think 12 years old was your first big trip, and I was with you at the airport here in St. John's when little Katarina, 12 years old, was being put on a plane to join Team Canada in Toronto to head to Africa. I mean, that was quite something, right? So now I'm going to try a little bit of something with the technology that, I'm going to try. So,
okay.
Hang on now. Who are these people?
Well, so that's my mom, my dad, and my sister. So my biggest support team ever. So they're very important to me. Very important.
Absolutely. So Leonard and Lisa, your parents, and your sister Miranda, who I've known for 20 years as well. There's no tighter knit family than yours. And you have been so lucky, because I'm sure, especially this past year, your family has helped keep you grounded, and your eye on the ball, and everything you've been able to do, I think, has been easier for you because of the support you've had from your family.
They've been pretty awesome. So I mean, it's been a roller coaster year for everybody. So they've been my rock, which has been amazing, especially in times like this.
And so moving along, I have a few pictures today.
Exciting.
And actually, I wanted to say, so you have a lot of family relatives in India, because I remember, right? So especially like in the last games, I remember you were like a rock star in India. I was like, your father sent me a couple of links and screenshots of things. It was like you're a superstar in India. I thought it was fantastic.
It was pretty cool. I mean, there was articles on me, and I couldn't understand it because they weren't in English, but it was like, wow, that's actually really cool.
It's amazing. So I could have got a better quality picture, Leonard.
It's sorry. Okay.
So of course I have to highlight.
We all know who it is.
We know who it is. So of course I have to highlight your dad, because he's not just dad, he's your coach. And has been for a long time. When I first met your dad, I mean, he and your mom were timers, right, at a swim meet. I mean, that was their, what they knew about swimming was, parent volunteer on deck. But your dad obviously went on and, and has been your coach at home for all of these years. So that's your dad. That's quite because it doesn't work out for everybody to have their parent coach them, right?
I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy, because I mean, we're very, very similar. Like our personalities are very similar. Right. So we do butt heads sometimes, but
really?
I mean,
With your dad?
But
Sorry, Leonard.
we do come back, and he knows me better than anybody, really. He knows especially how my body functions, how my body works, what pushes my body, what when he needs to, like, you know, reel it back in. Like, he's very intuitive with that. And I mean, we make a great team, and I wouldn't want anybody else as my coach. So
No, and you know what a lovely thing for you as a daughter, but you as a family to have shared in this whole adventure.
yeah.
I mean,
It is. It really is. It's a family thing, really, because, you know, mom was my coach for when dad was away working.
That's right.
Miranda,
I forgot.
yeah, dad was away working for a bit, so mom was coaching Miranda and I at home, and he would come home on the weekends and he would coach us, and then go back to work Monday morning. And then after he moved back home, you know, he started his own club. And it was my sister. There was four of us girls on the team. And then after a few years, everyone kind of, you know, started to move away and do other things. Miranda went off to university, and this was just before the London 2012 games. And that was my second games. And the year before, I had nobody to train with. So Miranda decided, you know what, I'm going to come home. I'm going to take a year off, come home, and I'm going to train and help you train and get to London. So it worked pretty incredible, you know? So, I mean, it's, like I said, it's a big family thing. Yeah.
I just want to put a little plug. Your sister is the most incredible artist.
She is.
The most really incredible artist. If ever she starts selling things, or look her up, Miranda Roxon.
She is. Well, she is. She has her own page. Check it out. Facebook, Instagram. Absolutely. Miranda Roxon Art. Check it out. Like, she's incredible.
Incredibly creative. Multimedia. It's not even just one thing.
No, it's incredible.
So you're welcome, Miranda. There's your little plug, darling.
Yeah, get it.
So anyway, so let's see. So this is your fourth games.
Yeah.
So you were just 15 in Beijing, and you were the youngest on the team then. So this is your fourth, and while you're not the oldest, right? But I think
no, I'm not the oldest by age.
The veteran for
I'm the most veteran of the team, though. Yeah.
So, do you has the experience of competing at the games changed, like, as you get older? I mean, obviously maturity and all of that, but you know, is it a different feeling? How is it a different feeling for you now than, say, when you went to Beijing at 15?
I mean, no games are alike at all. I mean, especially so for me going to my fourth, the last three were nothing alike. Because I myself has changed as a person. I've grown, I've matured. So Beijing, I was a little kid, you know, I went and I enjoyed the experience. I had fun. It was an amazing time. We didn't even know I was going to make the team for Beijing. So for me to make the team, I was just ecstatic about that. And, you know, we just said, you know, go have fun, enjoy it. There wasn't really much pressure to, you know, perform well. You know, we went in, you know, it's another swim meet, do your best, you know what you got to do. I came out 12th was my best placing, and honestly, I was happy with it at the time. I remember being, you know, oh, that's okay, you know, I was 15, so I didn't really stress too much about it. But then 4 years later, you know, I was second games, okay, you know, time to step up. And I wanted to perform much better than what I did in Beijing, and I was gunning to get onto the podium, and I fell short. I came fifth. So for me, I didn't see it as a good games for me. I didn't meet my expectations. If you look at it from another perspective, yes, you came fifth. You're fifth in the world. That's amazing. Yeah. But for me, it wasn't what I wanted. And for me, that's what I can call a non-successful games. So it's then, you know, I regrouped with dad, and we went back to the book and thought, okay, you know what? I had so much fun. I'm going to take a different approach to this, have fun with it, enjoy it. And not even just for the games itself, but for the training. Right. And I just had so much fun with the training, and everything just flowed so much easier, so much smoother. And the 2 years leading into the games, it was it was awesome. I had the time of my life. Worlds in 2015 and Pan American Games that were in Toronto was incredible, just incredible. I got into the podium at Worlds. I got bronze. I was so happy. Pan American Games, I came home with 6 medals. Super ecstatic about that. And I think everything just flowed really well after that. After that, it was just building on to what I already did.
Right.
And then Rio came, and it was funny because I was expecting to be very nervous and very stressed out for these games. Even when we were in our stadium camp in Toronto, and it just never happened. I never got that stress. I never got frustrated or annoyed or anything like that. I was very calm and relaxed. And like I said, I just had fun with it. And I figured, okay, we're on the plane now, going down to Rio. It'll probably set in that, once we land into the village, that, that stress will start to slowly build. But it really didn't. And right up until I was walking out onto the pool deck for my 100 breaststroke heats, I had a little bit of nervousness in me, but it wasn't stress or I wasn't freaking out or anything like that. I was calm, I was collected, relaxed. I was just enjoying the moment of it. And it was incredible. Even my heat swim was incredible. And then I came back, and I think I was so excited to be going into the finals first. And I was like, but when you think about it, it doesn't matter if you go in first, if you go in last, it's anybody's game. So you get a lane, you got a chance. So for me, I was so excited that I could not even nap that day. I was just lying in bed, and like the butterflies were hitting me. And I was like, okay, you know what? Just go have fun, enjoy this, lay it all out there. And whatever the result is, you're going to be very thankful and proud, grateful to God for it. And, it was probably the most technically correct and the best swim I've ever done in my entire life, even to date. It was just amazing. And the feeling, how I felt in the water, how my strokes felt, everything was perfect. Everything was timed out exactly how it needed to be. And it was just incredible. So, I mean, I learned from that experience, have fun with it. Don't stress out. I mean, obviously, at times you're going to be stressed out. And it's about regrouping. When you get stressed out, regroup and don't think too much. Just have fun with it. Enjoy it. Follow the process. You know what you have to do. Just go with the game plan. So,
well, Katarina, like your maturity now, being older is all of those things that you just said will definitely help you through this games, because so much is going to be different, obviously. I mean, you haven't been at a swim meet in a year and a half. Everybody has been at home training on their own, trying to prepare. You haven't been with your national teammates or any national coaches or any of that stuff. So your maturity and your experience will be so valuable to you, I think, as you adapt to, the very strange thing that is going to be the Tokyo Paralympics.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, and with so many new things going on, like restrictions, and they're saying now, in Tokyo, things are changing on a dime. So you just got to be prepared, and anything can happen. So, just be ready to go. And I mean, I think we're all ready. We want to go to Tokyo. We can't wait.
Right.
It's just making sure we're on top of everything, on top of the rules that we need to follow. And I mean, I call them added features because of the COVID. I don't want to see it as a negative, because I mean, you put it as a negative, then that's just going to stay as a negative into your head. But looking at it as just an added feature to these games, a game's like no other that's ever going to happen, competing in a pandemic. It's going to be pretty incredible. No matter what the result is, it'll be an incredible experience.
It will be a chapter in your book someday, I'm sure. Sure. So I'm just showing a couple of action shots.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
I love it. It's fierce. I think that came from the Canadian Paralympic website. So thank you for letting me steal it. Let's see, what else have I got there? You had the fancy nails going on for that one.
Always. Yes.
Did you do it for this one? Are you going to do it for this Olympics?
Okay, you can't see my nails now because they're really, really bad. Wait till the day of my race and they'll be good, I promise.
So we kind of just answered some questions that I had there. So your schedule for Tokyo, are you spread out through the the swimming
I'm a
time? Or
little spread out. I have the schedule here. I will be posting it on my
Yeah.
Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, all of that by this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'll do another repost the day before my race
Yeah.
as well.
And I'll share all of that too through Swimming Newfoundland. So everybody.
Yeah. So the first day, my first race is my 100 breaststroke on day 2. So it's a big one, day 2. So that's August 26th.
Go big, girl.
Yeah, and then we have the women's 4x100 freestyle relay. Sorry, that's August 29th, and the 100 freestyle, which is August 31st, which is day 7, and 200 IM, which is September 1st, which is day 8. And that is my schedule for the games. So
it's nice that it's spread out for lots of technical
yes.
swimming reasons, but it's also nice because the way it is, as you told me, is that the second you're done swimming,
yes,
you're out of Tokyo. You're
yes,
on your way home, right?
Yes. So I mean, that's part of the new rule with just for these games. I think they'll change it like in the future once this pandemic is kaput.
Yes.
That they're trying to get everybody out of the village and out of Japan as soon as you're done competing. You have 24 hours to leave. Yeah. And I mean, I understand that. I mean, they're trying to protect their nation as well, and trying to limit the spread as much as possible. For us, our team is pretty good. We're in a bubble, and even when we're in Japan, we're going to be in our own bubble and they have so many precautions laid out in the dining hall. I'll be sending lots of pictures your way so you can see it exactly how it is, because it's so different. I mean, I know so many people want to see exactly how it is. I know like there's not going to be much mingling with many other people because of all the restrictions. You got to eat by yourself. There's going to be it's going to be glass put up in between each chair. So I mean, it's pretty protected, and that just it comes with the territory of a pandemic, that you're trying to be as safe as possible and trying to limit the spread and trying to contain it and still have a Paralympic Games go ahead.
Right.
So I mean, we're doing everything that we need to do. Even here in British Columbia, we're in a bubble and we're getting COVID tested every second day. So I mean, it's a good plan. It's a good process. Yeah. So far, our team is awesome. We're doing great.
Good.
And we're just going to keep that up once we get to Tokyo.
I'm sure everyone will be respectful of the process because it has to happen that way.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, obviously, with rules, there comes consequences if you don't follow those rules.
That's right. I mean, that's right. If you want to swim, you toe the line.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for sure our team is definitely, we know the rules. Our team usually follows by all the rules anyways. Yep. So there's nothing to worry about with the Canadian swim team. No. We're pretty respectful. And I think as Canadians, we're very respectful in that sense that we know there's rules, we'll follow them.
I think so too. Now, Katarina, in all sports, I suppose, but in swimming, people always comment about people's pre-race routine. So, okay, so when you're behind the blocks, everybody has their own little thing that they do. Serena Williams, right? But every time she serves the ball, if you superimposed video of her onto video of her, it's exactly the same thing. You do that too. You do that too. So like this is an example, right? So as part of you do your little splash thing, and here we go, right? Doing that. So I get that because every routine, it helps you focus and get you centered. I mean, I don't know if you have other reasons that you do it.
For me, I like to it's like for me, splashing myself, it's like getting a feel for the water without actually getting in the water. And for me, the water is freezing cold when you get it, when you first dive in. So for me, this kind of splashing in the water, it helps get my body adjusted. Okay, this is how cold it's going to be. And then my body is set. So when I dive in the water, it's not a complete shock to my system. Right. And also it helps get the suit to stick right to you. Well, once you dive in, you don't want any bubbles, no air pockets, nothing like that. I don't like it. So
and you see most swimmers seem to to like at least the splash part, and they do other things as well. So but I do have a question then. So there's another one. You're doing the same. Explain that part of it to me. Explain that, Katarina. So are you like, are you trying to scare your opponents, or maybe you're thinking that there's soft serve ice cream after the race? I don't know. What is that?
So I've done this thing where I just stick my tongue out. I'm on the blocks, and the last thing I do is stick my tongue out before I go and bend down to grab the board. For me, it relaxes me. It actually it lets me take that one last breath of air in, and then, okay, I'm relaxed, I'm calm, I'm ready to do this. That's all that is.
I'm glad that calms you down, because the first time I saw you do that, I was like,
It does. And it's like, for me, it just gets that extra little bit of air into you that,
well, you know what? It looks like it's pumping you up. It is what it is like. Yeah. Right. Anyway, I had to put that in there because people have said, Katarina sticking her tongue out, she's fierce. Like, yeah, she is.
It's definitely something I don't even know when I first started doing it, but it's just something I do. It's part of my routine now. Like with the splashing, I do about 3 to 5 jumps before I get on the block.
I couldn't find a picture of you jumping.
I know.
Yeah.
There's some funny pictures though, and it just, the height that I get is kind of incredible. It's pretty
you
cool.
Could have been a high jumper.
I know, changing sports. But then the tongue thing is just the last,
it's so funny.
Final thing, just relaxing myself. So
yeah, I hope you don't mind my putting your tongue on the internet. But
no, not at all. Not at all.
So I have some more pictures, and so we'll go through these quickly, but basically they're just some pictures of some other cool things that you've been able to do because of swimming. Yeah. So remember this?
My God.
Right. So the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympics, right? And the Olympic torch relay started in Newfoundland.
Yes.
And so the lady with you, that's Tony Marie Wiseman. For anybody who's not from here watching, she's a TV news journalist. And so that's on top of Signal Hill here in St. John's. And that's where you ran up the hill.
Oh my gosh. That was cool. What, 11 years ago. It's a long time.
Yeah. So that was a fun day. That was fun.
It was a fun day. Yeah. It was fun. It was also very windy, and my flame went out. That was the most embarrassing thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I just killed the torch. What am I doing?
And so this picture, this goes back to 2013, and you're receiving the Queen's Jubilee Medal. And so the lady giving you the medal was then Member of Parliament Judy Foote. And it goes, it has to be mentioned, she's no longer a Member of Parliament.
No.
Judy Foote is her honor, and she is now the Lieutenant Governor of Newfoundland and Labrador. She's a pretty terrific lady.
Yeah, well deserved for her, for sure.
Big fan of yours, I have to say. She's a big fan of yours. So she'll
love Judy. Love Judy so much. She's so great. She's always been a huge supporter of me, even when I first started out. Very big supporter. So I truly love Judy.
Yeah, I agree. I do too.
Yeah.
I don't have a picture for this one, but in 2016, you were named to the most influential women's list of the Canadian Association for Advancement of Women in Sport and Physical Activity. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. It was definitely
pretty cool.
Amazing honor. I mean, there's so many incredible women out there, and within sport, without a sport, like it's amazing, like what all women are doing around Canada, and just to be named one of them, it was really amazing. I felt truly humbled for that.
Really, truly that was a great one, I thought, for sure.
Thank you.
And this one I love. So you received in 2018 the Order of Newfoundland. And so for people who don't know what that is here in the province, so quote, I took this from their website, the object of the order is to recognize individuals who have demonstrated excellence and achievement in any field of endeavor benefiting in an outstanding manner Newfoundland and Labrador and its residents. I mean, come on.
It was awesome. I was there with the oldest recipient as well, and you know what? It was a great group of people. I was so honored just to be part of that group and just to be there that day. It was amazing.
It's a big honor, big
It
honor.
was.
And so in this picture on the right is the then Premier, Dwight Ball, and on your left was the then Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Frank Fagan.
Yes, they were so great. So it was a fun day. It was a very professional day, but they made it very fun as well. It was wonderful.
And Government House is the most incredible place to spend time. I have to say.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
So what's this? Well, what's this about?
I may have gotten a highway. I may, just maybe.
So no big deal. I mean, everybody has a highway named after them. Yeah, there's Roxon Way out in the West Coast. That's pretty incredible. That was presented to you when you came back from Rio.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, how cool is that?
It is. And you know what? I was super happy because the following year they did so much construction to the highway and like fixed all the potholes, so now it's quite smooth. It's quite smooth to drive on, which I love. And it was so nice. It was an incredible honor. I was not expecting a highway at all once I got home.
That's pretty amazing.
It was an amazing day, and you know what? I'll never forget that day of all the love, the support that I felt it in Rio, but then coming home and seeing it was just, cherry on top. It was amazing.
Yeah. And that's a great picture. That one is definitely a Patty Daly picture who takes so I have to give him credit. I did not I took ones like it, but that one is his.
Great job. He did a great job.
And then I thought, we'll put this in there because, you win a gold medal and you get to hang out with the prime minister of the country and you get invited to parliament and stuff. I mean, no big deal.
It was honestly, it was a really cool day. It was a very busy, hectic day. We started, I think, at like 6 a.m. We didn't finish till maybe like 9:30 at night. And it was just go. But there was so much happening. We got to meet so many different kids. We got to get them involved in parasport, in able-bodied sport. It was awesome. And then we got to go to Parliament. We met so many incredible people. I got to meet the Prime Minister. There was I think 6 or 7 of us that got to hang out in his office with him. It was a really incredible day. And it was fun being able to celebrate that with our Olympic side as well as our Paralympic side together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, the Canadians are pretty great in that sense that yes, there's Olympic and there's Paralympic side, but we support each other just the same. Absolutely. And like when our Olympic side is out there competing, the Paralympic side is home and we are cheering super, super loud, and vice versa. So when we're gone to the Paralympics, I know I've gotten so many messages from my Olympic friends and they're cheering for me, rooting for me, can't wait. They're wanting to know what my schedule is so they can make sure to watch. So it's incredible what especially the Canadian team is like. So it's awesome.
The best.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So we talk a lot, obviously, because this is going
that's
our
okay.
chat is longer. But anyway, we're starting to wind down now. But I wanted to talk to you a bit about being a role model because I think that it's important. I feel, having watched you over the years, I think you've embraced being a role model just beautifully.
Thank you.
You have. I mean, I've seen you with young people. I've seen how they react to you, how they relate to you, how you relate to them. You're a very likable person, right? That goes without saying. And kids look up to you. So I have just a couple of pictures. So when you came back from Rio, you and I had a whirlwind couple of days, and we went to Hazelwood Elementary School, and we thought we were going there to visit a classroom.
Yes. Not an entire school.
We got there, Katarina, you were there, obviously. The whole school was there. There was choirs, there was slideshows, there was everything. And, there's the whole school. Look, you're down in the front there. You can hardly see you. Right?
That made me cry so much.
Me too. It's a wonder I took pictures properly.
I was in tears. That was just an incredible welcome home. And
wasn't it?
I have no affiliation with Hazelwood. I'm from the west coast of Newfoundland, Labrador. So to see that, to see how much love and support this school showed me was just, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
It truly touched my heart. It really did.
And so these are two little fans of yours that you may remember. So you're there with
one of them looks really familiar.
So we have Ella on the left and Amelia on the right. And I mean, you visited their classroom especially because I asked you to. And the girls love that picture, and they still have it, and they're still rooting for you so much. So this is the other day.
Oh, oh, you're actually gonna make me cry now. Oh my gosh.
So they're both taller than you now.
Yeah, the height thing, I'm just I haven't grown since grade 8, so it's not happening anytime soon. So, oh my gosh, that is so incredible.
So I mean, Ella and Emil, so they're going into grade 8 now. They're at Beaconsfield Junior High. I'm sure Beaconsfield will be cheering for you too. They're not even swimmers, they're basketball players, and they just, they look up to you so much. I mean, literally, you have the support you have an army of support in the province behind you.
I'm not even lying. I have one of the best, amazing support systems.
It's incredible.
Out of any athlete I've ever met. Newfoundland Labrador is it goes over and beyond than anybody could ever expect or ever think of. It was a Newfoundland Labrador. I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be from there. It's
lovely.
It's family. So.
But that's all totally trdo. But at the same time, do you ever feel like it's a hard position to be in, to be a role model? I mean, do you add pressure on you,
I mean, you know what? It does come with pressure because, you want to be the best you can be. And when things don't go your way, when things, you set high expectations for yourself. And sometimes when you are unable to meet them and it's not what you wanted, you feel like you let everybody down. And I know how everyone is, they're still going to be proud of me. They're still going to love me. And I am so grateful for that. But at the same time, it still feels deep down that you let people down. And I don't like letting people down. And I want to go out and give it my all and make sure that I leave everything in the water and that I can come home and truly believe that people are still proud of me and still love me, even though I'm disappointed in myself. So,
well, if you do spend any time ever feeling like that I hope it doesn't last very long, because you're right. I mean, it's unwavering, right? Unwavering. Yeah, and for sure. Of course, when you did this, right, everyone was a little excited. And I love this picture, especially Katarina, for a million reasons. But at that very moment, I was doing exactly the same thing. Exactly. Oh, as was everybody else.
That was literally going through my mind. I was standing up there, I was listening to the anthem, and it wasn't me thinking, oh my gosh, I won. It was me thinking, oh my gosh, my entire province, my entire support system, my family, my friends, everybody is up there with me, standing on the podium, and we won. That was literally going through my head, and I just broke down in tears. It was a very emotional moment for me, and one I'll never ever forget.
Oh my gosh, it was spectacular. But then this didn't last very long because it became that. Right? It didn't last very long.
No, I was ecstatic, and it made it easier because one of my favorite photographers is behind the camera, and no matter what the competition is, I have a really good relationship with him. My dad and him have a great relationship, and he's so supportive of me when I'm racing, and he just goes that extra mile. So for me, I was smiling at him because he was proud of me. He was happy as well. So it was a wonderful moment.
Great picture.
Lots of smiles.
Great picture. So we're getting closer now. Everyone who's been eavesdropping with us through this. So I guess just to kind of finish off, I mean, you've had such huge impact in the province in parasport, right?
Yeah.
women in sport, and of course competitive swimming has done well
Yeah.
with your accomplishments as well. So you told me when we spoke last week that you met a teacher one time when you were giving a talk, I think at a school, and that when he didn't like to refer to kids with disability as children with disabilities, that he
Yes.
likes to call them children with exceptionalities.
Yes.
How great
Yes.
is great is that? So this year has obviously been so hard on all athletes with
Yeah.
exceptionalities or not.
Yeah.
So what would you say to any young would-be hopeful para athlete who's thinking about joining a swim team or any sport for that matter, not just swimming, but they might be feeling a little anxious, it's been
Yeah.
a rough year, and they don't know how to go about it. So what would
Yeah.
your advice be to a young person like that?
You know what? Whether it's sport, whether it's a club at school, it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you want to try, whatever you want to go for, a dream absolutely big and go for it. Just step on it in there. I mean, it's not going to be easy at first, for sure. I mean, and making friends might be difficult, but doing your best will make you feel amazing, and it will make the people around you feel amazing, your support system, your family, your friends. And it's like, it's a reaction that'll just keep on happening around you, and it'll become much, much easier. So just go for it. And like I said, dream big, dream boldly. Don't let anything stop you, no matter where you're from. If you're from a very small town, if you're from a big city, it doesn't matter what the case is. Dream big, dream boldly, and just go for it, and don't let anything stop you.
Right, because 10 minutes into it, you'll be part of the family and
Exactly.
the rest will be history.
Exactly. It's something that you will never regret.
Right.
It's whether it goes amazing or whether it goes horrible. You don't know what will happen. Hopefully it'll go amazing, but say it does go not as planned. Then it becomes a lesson for you. It becomes an experience for you moving forward. But in most cases, when you join a club, join a team, everyone's excited to
That's
just
right.
be there, to be friends, to make new friends, to be part of a family.
Right.
It's not your biological family, but it is a family, and you can do wonders in a new family. And when you all have the same goal and are going for the same thing, and anything is possible. So just take that leap.
That's right.
And just go for it. Just go
Look
for
what it did for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. And I mean, anything is possible, and don't let anybody limit you. And
Right.
I'm not going to say everyone's going to support you 100% of the way, because there's always going to be at least one person who's going to doubt you, or who's going to have not high expectations for you. That doesn't matter. Use that fuel and to push you forward to achieve whatever your dream is. And I'm so sure you'll reach your dream.
I think you're right. Listen to Katarina, everybody. So when these games are done,
Yes.
are you going to start brushing up your French and setting your eye on Paris, maybe?
Okay, I don't know about the French. I've been on this team for 16 years, and a lot of my friends are from Quebec. Still learning French here at 28, so it's not going well with the French. I have no idea what my plans are after Tokyo. I am going to be in school, but I am taking a very well-deserved break for a few months. I need to mentally and physically just get out of the pool, to digest everything,
Yes.
to regroup. And once I'm in a good place, then I feel fresh, ready to go again. Then we'll see what happens.
You can make a better decision then.
Exactly. But right now, focus is right now just on
Absolutely.
Tokyo, enjoying the moment, having fun with it. And you know what? Hopefully getting my dreams to be a reality, and see what happens.
So what do you think if we're doing another really long Zoom chat, say 10 years from now, what do you think? Do you ever think like what's after swimming?
I really have no idea.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. I mean, I still haven't packed for Tokyo on Thursday, so I'm still up to Thursday right now. But I mean, looking back, I'm not sure. I think I'm a very competitive person. I'm a very sporty person ever since I was a little kid. I don't think I'll ever fully leave sport.
Right.
I don't think that's not me. That's not who I am. I think I will always be involved in sport in some way, some shape or form. And I just don't know what that'll be. Right now, like, I'm coaching kids and I love it. I love my kids. My kids are great. They're wonderful. We have a lot of fun. It's awesome to see them achieving their dreams of, making a different mark there, here. And it's incredible what they're doing. So it's fun right now. I love that. I love doing that. I know I'll definitely be coaching in the future. But 10 years from now is a little far. This is a little far.
A little far.
I mean, 10 years ago, I didn't expect I'd be at my 4th games. So,
and here you are.
So here I am. So, I mean, anything is possible. Anything can happen. So just right now, looking forward to Tokyo, enjoying the moment of it, embracing everything that it has to offer, restrictions and all. And maybe we'll chat again in 10 years time and see how this conversation goes.
We'll chat before that. So I only have 2 little pictures left, and because I'm running the Zoom, I can put whatever picture I want here. So there's us. So that was, I think, at the very end of our whirlwind, a couple of days that we had when you got back from Rio.
Yes,
it was such a fun time for me to share with you, being celebrated for your gold medal.
We had such a great time. It was just go. There's something after another. We had so much fun with it, though. It was incredible.
It was, and look at how fresh you look in that picture. I mean, you had just traveled from Brazil, for crying out loud. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely exhausted. I probably slept like a baby that night for sure, like without a doubt. I was definitely exhausted, but there was so much going on. You made it so fun, and it was great. I was so excited for that day.
It was my pleasure. It was totally my pleasure.
Thank you.
And the last picture.
Oh, first getting off that flight.
Getting off the plane. So and anyway, so I don't know if you took this picture, but but I'm showing it anyway. Probably Patty Daly again. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was Paul. I mean, so not Patty Daly. Patty Daly, he could be a photographer. I don't know. Paul Daly. But I love this photo. Look at the people that came to the airport to see you. I mean, it was an amazing time, and I can't wait. We can't wait to hear about your adventures that you have in Tokyo. So, I mean, thanks for this chat, and thanks.
Thank you.
I think people will really feel like they've gotten to know you better. How could they not? We've been talking a really long time, but I mean, for me,
a lot of fun. It's not like it's not like an interview. It's just a conversation, we make it like so easy flow. Like, it's great.
So I just have to say, my final bit, I guess, is that it's been such a pleasure to watch your journey. And, aside from medals and awards and recognitions and all of that glamorous stuff that happens when, you win a race at the Paralympics, the things that I think about the most, Katarina, are all of the other impacts on your life from swimming. You've traveled the world 10 times over. I mean, when you think of the friends you've made, right, and the people that you've met, and what an adventure this has been for your family. I mean, it's extraordinary. And so, I mean, even if you'd never won a medal, even if you've never, been in the newspaper or on social media, I mean, that you have had all of those opportunities. Well, in this case, because of swimming, but through sport, it's if that's not a reason for people to get involved and to have big dreams in sport, I really don't know what is. I think it's you've been blessed.
I have been. I definitely have been. And you know what? We never thought anything like this would have ever happened when we first started swimming. So we got into swimming as a life skill because we live on an island. Yeah. So it's incredible to see like how far we've come and the unexpected way things have turned. And the amazing adventures and experiences I've had, because all those years ago, we thought it was a great life skill to learn how to swim.
Right.
So you never know where your journey will take you.
You never know.
No.
never
So
know.
no matter what the opportunity is, take it. You never know where it will lead you.
You never know. So this chat has been an adventure too.
Yes. I hope everyone has enjoyed this.
I hope so too, even if it is just your parents that watch it ultimately. But for myself, of course, and on behalf of everyone in your swimming family here in Swimming Newfoundland, all the swimmers, coaches, parents, everybody, and I'll even take a leap and say on behalf of the whole province, I mean, good luck. We wish you luck. We wish you happiness and fun, and just seize the day. Enjoy every moment of it, and don't think for a second that anyone could ever be disappointed in you. You're our golden girl.
Well, thank you. You know what? I truly, all the messages, all the love that is shown to me over these years, and especially going into these games, it's definitely a huge push, a huge motivator for me. And it means a lot, especially in a time where we have nobody in the stands at these games.
Yeah.
It truly does mean a lot, not just to me, but all of us athletes feel that way, that, there's never too much support that you can give somebody. And I mean, right now, us going into the most testing times of our athletic careers, it's very well appreciated, and we're very grateful for it.
Well, we have your back, all of us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So that's it. Thanks everybody for eavesdropping on our
on our short chat.
On our short chat. Honestly, we really did. I thought it was going to be like 20 minutes, but oops.
That's okay. It was totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Anyway, my darling, you take good care. Be safe in Tokyo. Swim fast.
Thank you so much.
We'll be following you and cheering you from this island to that.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. And thank you so much, Karina, for everything. Absolutely everything you do. I mean, nobody knows how much work goes into what you do. So
thank you, Katarina.
Thank you so much.
Love you, sweetheart.
Love you too.
We'll chat soon.
Perfect. See you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.